Hello and welcome. I'm typing my message here on YouTube, and then I'll be able to talk and chew gum at the same time. So I'm almost there. Okay. Well, this has been an interesting week. Do feel free to stop on by the chat if you're there. And let's get started. I think today it's been an interesting week. There's been a lot of intensity, a lot of buildup, and in the ethers, Carolina on the other end. Hello. And so I think today it's going to be really good to just take some real chill time to really just come into that deeper state, that deeper alignment. So let's jump in. So take a nice deep breath, hold it a little bit, just feel yourself holding that breath, and then just let it all out. And if you need a cup of water, do have one with you. Then come in, just settling into the breath, settling into your awareness on your breath, and then just being aware of you in your space as you pay attention to your breath. Eyes open, eyes closed, it doesn't matter. Sometimes people can have a hard time staying focused, focused on themselves because they close their eyes, and as soon as they close their eyes, they're like off in other realities a little too easily. So if that's the case for you, keep your eyes open and just be aware of whatever is in your environment. And you can look at an object, and we've done this before in Coming in the Being, but look at an object and come and put your awareness on your being aware of your body. So you look at an object, any object, just pick an object right now. Look at it, be aware of it, and then just as you still are looking at the object, be aware of, say, the top of your ears, or maybe your chin. And hey, Wisdom Happy on the other end just popped in. Hello. And just just going around to different objects. So take a moment to do that, focusing on your breath, letting that come into your being, coming into your space even more precisely, and putting everything aside. And if a sigh comes through like it just did for me, that's good. Just means you're kind of stepping down a little bit more deeply. So eyes open or eyes closed, whichever is best for you. If you have a tendency to be just kind of pulling out, then do your eyes open. If you're somebody who tends to get a little too pulled into your environment, then just kind of take a step. And Allison, hello, Allison from Maryland. Wow, in the hot spot over there. Part of the hot spot of the ethers this week. So taking a deep breath into that. If you're somebody, like I was saying, if you're somebody who just gets too pulled into and just too pulled out of yourself, start with your eyes closed and really, and even kind of focus in on actually physically touching your body, your arms, your cheeks, your neck, whatever feels right, and focusing on that. And like you can put your hands on either side of your face and really kind of bring your awareness so that you're in here. There's Jubilee. I would say put your hand on your forehead because just feeling like you're pulling too far out. Caroline, you're kind of the same. I almost want to tell you to put your hand on the top of your head and your forehead, because that's going. You tend to also pull out it kind of in a couple different directions at the same time. And Allison, just come in and focus in on your chest space. And just allow yourself to be okay with whatever's coming up for you. And that goes for everybody. But there's kind of a sense of depression for you. Maybe depression is too strong, but sadness or emotional stuff. So coming into here, into your chest, and be okay with your emotions. And just take this time here to be present with whatever comes up for you, as is the case with everybody. So, and settling into the breath, and just notice your body, your movement of your body with your breath. The whole torso expanding and contracting. And keep focusing that way. And Sydney, hello, Sydney. Coming in. Perfect timing. Just coming into the breath. And we're gonna have a chill session today because there's been just, the ethers has just been really wacky this past 2, 3, 4 days. And with each breath, just allowing yourself, just feeling yourself sinking into your body a little bit more. And if your breath is shallow, that's fine. If your breath is deeper, that's fine. Just letting yourself relax with each out breath. Bringing up some twitching around for some of you. Like literally kind of this antsy feeling. And that antsy feeling is coming from you struggling with yourself. It's almost like it's like two personalities kind of going at each other. I see that for you, Caroline. And neither of them are really you. So they're just personalities, identities, however you want to label them. Just these aspects of ourselves that we take on, And wisdom happy, you're kind of standing to the side of yourself. So really focusing on your body, your physical body, and if you can, really touch your body, touch the top of your head area to really feel yourself pull in so that you have the impression that your awareness is below your hands, if your hands are on top of your head. And Alison, my suggestion to you is put your hand on your heart and feel that connection with yourself. Just feel like that self-love for you it would be a nice, you can get that a little bit more umphy for you here. Sydney also, that would be nice here. Just to help kind of bring that down, get that downward flow going more more strongly for you. Okay. If you cannot be neutral about a situation, then there is some kind of attachment there for you. And, sometimes we feel we are being neutral when we're really kind of being on our high horse, so to speak. And we think we're being neutral because we're feeling positive and sure of ourselves. And we get into these places where we can feel like really positive about ourselves and sure about ourselves, and it can be in that I'm trying to find the right word for what I want to describe. It's like overconfident. Hey, Glenna, good to see you up in Yukon. Hope it's not too cold, or hope it's the right cold for November up in Yukon, because we need that cold, don't we? So we're just having a chill session today, Glenna. Focusing on the breath and just being present in your environment. So neutral is neither positive nor negative. If we're feeling too positive, we might want to check ourselves. It's like if we're too sure of ourselves, that's when we can get ourselves into trouble on our path, because we aren't paying attention to the little details, and that can trip us up. So let's take a nice deep breath in, feeling your lungs expand, and see how much you can expand them out and fill them up with air. More and more and more and more until you really feel like you can't. And see if you can just take it another breath, even more. Hold it, and then let it out. Letting that body settle in, relax in, release that pressure. No need to try. You don't need to try to do anything. And when you find that sweet spot of that connection to yourself, you're good to go. And if you can only find it for 1 second, it's all right. Just notice that. Come back. Come back to focusing on the breath. Your awareness on your body. Awareness on your body and being aware of you in your environment. Wow. And just keep coming back to the breath, and when you really come more into that breath, things get a little quieter. And that sweet spot is not your mind going around saying, I'm great, I'm doing this great. That's your mind. That's your that's an identity. That's cute because that's actually coming up. Um, but it's funny how we play those games with ourselves, And usually that comes up because we really don't feel good about ourselves and we don't want to face that. So we play this game with ourselves about feeling good about who we are. And the feeling good about who we are is all about identity, feeling good about its identity. It's all about the identity, feeling good about its identity. That is not you. And when I talk about you, I'm talking about your timeless essence, your brilliant essence, your pure essence, your spirit, your soul, whatever you want to call it. Actually, your soul is not quite right. That's actually a lower, kind of a lower piece. It's not. It's not the highest level to reach for. Plus, the problem with the soul is there's a lot of connotations. There's a lot of labels and understandings attached to it that aren't accurate. Yeah. Bringing your awareness to the lower spine, like your sacrum area. So you can take a breath, and on the out breath, just let your awareness float down your spine to that lower area. And if you feel, how to explain this one? If you have the sensation of expanding and like your body expanding and that feeling like the way it feels like when your breath is going in your lungs, and how when you're breathing and you're bringing air into your lungs and you're feel that expansion of your chest. So if your body feels like it's doing that when you're tuning into yourself, that's not the real expansion. That's getting into identity again. And it's getting into doing the expansion, and you don't do the expansion because the doing comes from the mind when you're doing it that way, when you feel it that way. So just notice that, you know. And it's okay if you're doing that, but it's just I'm bringing these little points up so that you can just fine tune yourself. Because that is what life is really about. It's about fine tuning more and more and more into more of this purity. And you know, Instagram, I hope you can hear okay. I'm realizing the fan of my computer is going up, and the way I have this set up is the phone. I have to be on the phone on Instagram and on YouTube through my computer. So I have to sit my phone on the computer so it lines up, so my face lines up in the right place. So let's take a nice deep breath into that. So hopefully, I'm sorry if you're hearing the noise, but sometimes the fan comes up, and I can try to take the cover up there. Deep breath in again. So I can do this along, hold it, and then exhale out. And if you're hearing that fan, then just it's like, okay, it's that fan cooling down everything, blowing everything down, down, out, and out. Lower sacrum spine area for the awareness. Yeah. And if there's emotions coming up, there's a sense of crying for someone. And if it's crying on the inside, that's fine. Be aware of it. Notice that. Just connect with that part of you. Unlearning doing. It's amazing how difficult that is, isn't it? So the hammock, the hammock, that sense of that hammock just swaying back and forth, that swaying movement just kind of has a way of knocking the mind out. So knocking the doing out of the system. Glenna, there's a little bit of stuckness coming up, and it's interesting because what's happening is it's sort of the stubborn stuckness where it kind of goes, yeah, yeah. Uh, so I get the sense that you're in something you're trying to move forward, get past something, and then there's this yeah, yeah, that kind of pulls you back, kind of like kind of like a stubborn little 2-year-old quick kid doesn't want to do what you want them to do. It's a little bit that quality, and I'm not saying that this connects up to you at 2 or anything. It's just that quality of it. And just so I'm just kind of holding it in the space, and if you're aware of that, just also just being work. So just hold that and just be aware of it, and it's almost like holding that in um, kind of in like a mother holding her child, and so she might be holding it physically, but also holding that with her love. Yeah. So just letting it unwind. And that's actually helping you separate out from that so that you can find your way. Yeah, it kind of makes sense that, when you say work, that it's not you, but it's the situation you're in, and whoever's involved in that situation, they're kind of acting like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's just hold them in this space. And so for this everybody can apply this for themselves, but when you look at you're in a situation, it feels like it's just not changing, and you feel like you've tried everything to just get it to shift or to make it better, and it kind of gets better, but kind of goes back. And really kind of take a step aside for yourself, take a deep breath in, align yourself more deeply, and be open to exploring the following of how what is the benefit that you're getting out of that situation. And the benefit can be anything, but to understand that piece, I mean, it could be the benefit could be You know, it's giving you that structure to work with so that you can grow, you can there's still some areas that it's giving you that structure to work with, to go through certain things that you still need to work through to become stronger in yourself. I'm just throwing that out there. But really contemplate that and just kind of, it's like, well, and in a neutral way, in just this way, it's like, okay, this is curious. Let's approach this from just, if this is still, if I'm still here, if my spirit has not moved, help me to, show me the way to move on for something else, to open up. How am I benefiting from this? What am I learning? How am I growing by being here? Um, what is it about the situation that I still need to make myself stronger? And when that becomes clearer, then you can get that peace and help yourself into either moving on for the situation or shifting the situation so that it's not so negatively impactful, so that it's like you get to a place, it's like, okay, well, let's try this out. It's like, okay, we've got a new puzzle here, and we can, it helps to take on a lighter view, because what the human wants and what the spirit wants can be very different things. And by asking that question, how am I benefiting from this situation? You start to get a deeper sense of what's the reason for having this in our lives, in your life. What's the how is it helping you on your journey of evolving, of becoming awake, and of being this brilliant being. The key is to be neutral about that, not fight yourself with that, and not struggle about, God, I'm still here. It's like, just find a way to put that all aside, and there's a lot of things you could do to put something like that aside. Write it all out, express it all out, blab it out, record yourself, not and blab it out. Don't blab it out on somebody else, because that's basically emotional dumping. But unless you get yourself set up with that person to just let it out in that neutral space, have them be your sounding board kind of thing. Just have a way to just unwind all of that frustration and help yourself get to that place of, it's like, okay, again, that place of neutrality is like, okay, well, this is kind of curious. Why am I still here? Why would I need to be here still? And see what opens up for you with that. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Hold it at the top, and then a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more if you can. Take another breath in, and then let it all out. Bring your awareness down to your lower spine, tailbone, sacrum area. And Glenn, another piece that's coming up for you is to a suggestion is to like before you're going to sleep, as you just like turned off the light and you're put your head down on the pillow, is just to imagine yourself in it doesn't have to be detailed, but in a positive situation, like, and even it could be just seeing yourself happy, doing something you enjoy doing, whatever, uh, so that you have that as you're going to sleep. Just to um, kind of open that door more, because my sense is you've been trying with this school situation for a while and haven't kind of gone past it completely. And that's up for grabs for everybody too. Okay. So let's take a nice deep breath into that. Feeling yourself in your environment. Becoming aware if your eyes are closed, opening up your eyes. Settling in. Again, look at an object. Be aware of your body as you're looking at that object. Any part of your body's shoulders, your fingers, your toes. And even you can take your fingers, wiggle your toes. You can be looking at something and then just do something with your fingers to really bring your awareness more if you want. Deep breath in. Notice your head, your neck, shoulders, arms, all the way down to your fingertips. Moving back up to your shoulders, upper torso, all the way around, waist, all the way around, lower abdomen. That's a heavy area for somebody. There's a lot of emotions down that lower abdomen. Relational things. Thighs. Lower legs. Feet. Taking a deep breath in. Holding it at the top. And breathing in a little bit more. And then releasing it all out. Okay, that's kind of a very nice session here. I'm going to pull up my QR code. And if you value yourself, consider making a value donation to the work support you received here. And on Instagram, that's on follow the link in the bio. Uh, Next week, be taking a Wednesday off. uh, taking a step back, doing a little bit more of a retreat for myself. So, plus there's family visit stuff going on, so to just give myself a little bit more time. So be off next week. Consider on YouTube, consider subscribing and getting notifications so that you'll see that we're back on, because I kind of post that announcement the weekend before for that. And on Instagram, I'll have to put up a post saying we're back, just because it throws. I know it can throw us off when we're like in a rhythm, and it's like, oh wait, we forget. So great session, thank you, Marianne. Yeah. So remember that. I love that idea. Fall asleep and just feeling yourself in a happy place, enjoying yourself. So. And you're welcome, Elson. Thank you from Elson. And good to have everybody here. I see a lot of people hanging around in the background. And that's okay. You don't have to pop in. It's always nice to just have people say hi, show up. But we'll see you in the ethers. And we'll see you next time here or wherever else we connect. So thanks everybody for stopping by, and take it easy, chill, relax, take that deep breath in for yourself. Whenever anything's coming up for yourself, take a deep breath in, hold it, then just let it out. Let yourself just relax and let it all out. Hi, Laria. Oh, you were hiding in the background there. All of a sudden, you're popping in at the end. Good to see you. It's been a while. So take care, everybody, and we'll until